per pound of body weight. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're returning, well, thank you for coming back. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button so you're notified every single time that I post the video. Thumbs up this video and leave all of your questions in the comments, and I will be happy to respond to that. Let's get into today's video. One of the questions that I've been asked the most is how I gained weight. So in today's video, I'm gonna be telling you guys how I went from 120 pounds right in this picture to 144 pounds now. So basically how I went from Miss Skinny to Slim Thick. Okay, so we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna try to break this into like maybe 4 or 5 points, and so let's start with 1. So the first thing that we're gonna talk about obviously is nutrition, and I believe this is the most important part of any training program or any training program, really, because that is the foundation of anything you do. Because regardless of how much you train, you sleep, whatever, essentially if you're not feeding your body well, then you're not going to see any progress. So as far as weight gain is concerned, you're going to need to be in a calorie surplus, which means that you're going to be eating a little over your maintenance calories. And what I mean by maintenance calories is a amount of calories that you consume to maintain your current weight. And so to be able to grow, you need a little more than your maintenance calories. So once you're able to determine what your maintenance calorie is, then you're gonna want to be in, like, give or take between 100 and 300 calories surplus. And so that is one of the main things when it comes to gaining weight. I'm gonna make a separate video teaching you how to calculate your maintenance calorie, or even like your macros, you know. So I'll make a separate video for that, but for the purposes of this video, we're just gonna talk about like just eating in general. And so you want to pay close attention to your meals if your plan or your goal is to gain weight. So outside of like your training plan, you want to make sure that you're eating in a calorie surplus and giving your body what it needs to be able to grow. If you're not doing that, then you're not going to see any significant progress as far as weight gain is concerned. And so that is point 1. Second point that we're going to talk about is training. Now, for me personally, one of my goals was to see a lot more size in my legs and my glutes. And so my training was structured in such a way that I was hitting my legs at least like 2 to 3 times a week, give or take. And one of the things that I also did that helped me was to, you know, further break down my lower body workouts into like maybe quads, like one day, glutes and hamstring another day, and then I train them all on one day. So that way I make sure that I'm also targeting all my weak areas, because if you want to have fuller legs or glutes, you're going to have to train all the muscle groups in your leg, and not just your glutes. You want to train your hamstrings, you want to train your quads as well, and you want to make sure that you're focusing on progressive overload. And so you're increasing your weights, your reps, intensity, however you want to challenge yourself to be able to grow. And so that applies to all muscle groups as well. And so I feel like if you're and most of the ladies I know will always ask questions around, you know, like glute growth, leg growth, whatever. So that's what you want to do, and you want to pick specific exercises that focus on the muscle group that you're trying to train. You know, like a lot of people say, oh, they're training glutes, but when you look at the workouts that they're doing, it's not really focusing on glutes, you know what I mean? So it's like you want to make sure that whatever workout or exercises that you're doing is actually training the muscle group that you're targeting. And so for instance, when you want to focus on maybe growing your glutes, then you want to do exercises that actually focus on the glutes. And one of the best exercises for glute growth, those are like hip thrusts, so you want to include those very specific, like hip thrusts, Bulgarian split squats, glute bridges, kickbacks, all of that, deadlifts. And so you want to make sure that you're incorporating all these exercises that target specific muscle groups. If you're training your hamstrings, then obviously you want some RDLs in there. You want their curls, all of those. So just make sure that you're actually training the muscle groups that you're intending to train, you know what I mean? And so that is point 2. 3, here we're gonna talk about, I know I mentioned progressive overload a little bit, but I also want to say that especially for my ladies, if you're trying to gain weight and you're trying to put on some lean mass and size, you're gonna have to lift heavy. And forget what everybody has told you about, lifting weights will make you look like a man, lifting weights will make you whatever all those myths are. They aren't true. If you do want to gain muscle, you're gonna have to lift heavy. You're gonna have to lift weights that challenge you, that stress your muscle enough to help you put on that size. And so leave them 10-pound dumbbells and go grab some proper weights, people, okay? Because that's what's gonna help you grow. Like the booty bands, the 10-pound dumbbells, all of that, yes, they're great, but they're gonna limit you a lot. So just going for the weights and lift them, trust me, you will thank yourself for doing that, because it's a game changer. I was one of those people that would always be scared to go into the weight room, pick up some badass weights and just be a badass, I guess. But over time I learned, and so you don't want to waste your time picking up 5-10 pound dumbbells that aren't really going to help you grow. You want to go in, obviously you want to do it over time and make sure you're comfortable with the weights and your form is correct before doing anything. Don't go injure yourself, because I didn't say that, okay? So make sure that you are challenging yourself and using weights that will actually challenge you to gain muscle, to gain lean. So to the third point, let's talk about protein. I know I mentioned nutrition first, but I feel like protein is a very important part or aspect of muscle building and putting on size. You should be getting in enough protein. This was a game changer for me in my fitness journey, because early on I wasn't getting enough protein in my meals, and it was clearly telling, because I would always be sore. I wasn't seeing much growth and all of that. And so protein is very important. You want to be eating protein with every single meal, and snacking in here and there to be able to meet your protein goal for the day. I know a lot of people do or recommend between 0.7 and 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And so if you weigh 140 pounds, you want to be doing somewhere between 130 to 140 grams of protein. Some people do a little more than that, and that works for them. Some people do a little less than that. Some people just do 1 gram per pound of body weight, which works for them. I like to do between 0.8 and 1 gram. Sometimes I even do a little less than that, and it works fine for me. So you just need to find what works for you, but ultimately you want to be getting in as much enough protein, as much as you can. And I know a lot of people also struggle with getting in enough protein through their meals. So if it's necessary and you want to supplement that with a protein shake, protein powder, protein drink, whatever you want to add into your meal to help you meet that protein goal, go ahead and do that. I like to snack in between my meals with high protein snacks like Greek yogurt, a protein smoothie, protein shakes here and there. But I keep those to a minimum and try to get a lot of my protein from whole foods like chicken breast, beef, eggs, shrimp, salmon, fish, and that is what I recommend to people. Protein shakes are good and supplements are good as well, but a lot of your calories or a lot of your protein should be coming from whole foods, and so try to invest something in that. So that is for protein. Let's move on to number 4. Now to my last and final point for this video. Another thing you should be paying attention to if you're trying to gain weight is cardio. Like, a lot of you are trying to gain weight, but then you're doing too much cardio. You're doing so much cardio that you're not allowing your body to grow. If you're trying to gain weight and put on lean mass, you should keep your cardio to like the barest minimum. Like, usually when I'm trying to gain weight, obviously I would still do like maybe cardio once a week. Sometimes I don't even do cardio at all, because the most important thing is the weightlifting as far as like weight gain is concerned and lean mass building is concerned. Y'all be on the treadmill for like hours and you're trying to build muscle. You're not going to build muscle that way. So keep the cardio to the barest minimum, honestly, because it be a little too much sometimes. Like, y'all be doing too much. Y'all be on like jumping from the stairmaster to the treadmill, to sprints, to jogging. Like, that is good for your heart, and so you can still like do like one session per week. But then don't go to the gym and spend hours and hours doing cardio. You're not gonna gain a lot from that. You're not gonna meet your goal of gaining weight or building lean mass. With that being said, I want to bring this video to a close. I wanted to keep it really short, so hopefully I was able to do that. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. I think I linked my Instagram and TikTok on my bio, so check that out. Check me out on TikTok and follow me on Instagram too. And if you watch this video to this point, then what are you waiting for? To subscribe. Come on now, people. If you watch this video to this point, then I encourage you to subscribe to the channel so that you get a notification every time I post, and also to support me, okay? I'm trying to get my subbies up too, so please subscribe and thumbs up this video. If you have any questions, you can send me a message on Instagram or leave it in the comments, and I will be happy to respond. See you in my next video. Bye.